on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
The Kenny and JT Show is that, and they never stop talking.
Well, to listen to those two clowns?
I am not a happy camper.
I've had enough of that malarkey. Don't wreck our show, you hoser.
Live from News Talk 1480 WHBC.
It's a household name.
All right, Dan.
It's Kenny and JT.
Oh, you made a wise choice, my friend.
Have a great show!
Malarkey nothing. It's 36 degrees at the center of the Hall of Fame city at the corner of 6th and Market in beautiful downtown Canton, Ohio today.
Fabulous Friday the 13th. Did that register with you at all today?
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Nope.
Friday the 13th of February 2026 so far. Knock on wood, so good.
Why should that scare me after what that gopher did a couple of weeks ago? Nothing.
Yeah, really, right? If you're not into numerology and you don't have a phobia, it means nothing. Great movies were made. If you like horror movies, you don't. But yeah, so Friday the 13th, but it is also Friday for the Pro Football Hall of Fame residency program and the Thurminator.
Yeah.
Thurman Thomas of the Buffalo Bills. 1 year with Miami, too. I didn't know that till I looked it up and was preparing for our interview today. Thurman Thomas scheduled to join us at 3:30 today.
So many great memories of Thurman Thomas. And obviously, we're going to talk about the Bills and their Super Bowl runs. And arguably, the best team to never win a Super Bowl were the early 90s teams of the Buffalo Bills.
4 straight years. Best chance was their first year. Scott Norwood, wide right. Thurman Thomas would have been the MVP of that game had Norwood made that field goal, and they would have won 22-20, but he misses it, and as they say, the rest is history. But guess what? Things turned out okay for Thurman Thomas. He's a Pro Football Hall of Famer.
Do you know when I do sprinkle the infield, and I usually give you today's date in pop and sports culture history? And a lot of them, they combine. In a couple of the games, 2 of the Super Bowls, for instance, I believe the first one they played in was at Pasadena. Now, there's not a lot of Super Bowls that are played in college stadiums. That was one of them, okay? At the Rose Bowl.
Right.
Whitney Houston sings the iconic national anthem at that Super Bowl.
Right.
Not to be outdone 2 years later, the halftime show, and everybody's talking about halftime shows, one of the most iconic, maybe the best of all time, Michael Jackson performed at a Super Bowl that Thurman Thomas played in.
Yeah, how about that? So 2 of the greatest performers ever, and one opened the Super Bowl, one entertained at halftime of the Super Bowl, and so looking forward to catching up with the Thurminator, Thurman Thomas from the Hall of Fame class of 2007.
Hey, we got a guest.
Right out of the gate, and if you're watching on Facebook, if you are watching on our YouTube channel, there he is, the legendary voice of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Tim Alcorn, and he's got his Buffalo Bills shirt on.
Are you kidding me?
How about that?
Nice all-star break, Toots.
Yeah.
Do you ever rest?
No.
Do you ever rest?
Are you kidding me? He never rests. He's always working.
Get him some headphones over there or not?
I can hear these guys.
He heard us outside. Are you kidding me? My goodness. He was just on with us yesterday. We ripped him to shreds about the beard, that he held up in the wrong place on his face, but he's back for more.
Yeah, I saw the picture. Thanks, Brian. Thanks for letting everybody know.
There it is. That's the one.
Oh, man.
There it is.
You know, the only bad thing about it is we don't have that color hair anymore. It's all gray now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I
that's the truth.
I wish we had some of that darkness, right? My goodness. Seriously, nobody told you before us about that?
No, you brought it up yesterday, and I'm like, what? What? And then, oh, my God, I just started howling. I was loud for an hour after the show. Then I show my wife. She's like, you are an idiot.
Clean it up for radio purposes. Yes.
But she didn't notice either, but it was originally put up there.
Yeah.
So.
But the outline of your face is perfect.
Yes.
Look.
It
matches your jawline.
Kind of looks okay, but if you look
try
closely,
to make you feel better.
Your nose is sticking through where your mouth should be, Tim Alcorn. That's what it is.
I had more important things on my mind.
Yes. So. Calling the game was more important. Hey, man, great that you can make it out with us.
My first visit ever.
We weren't sure.
To WHBC.
What do you think?
There we go. Yeah, for me.
One of the great partners on the Cavaliers Audioverse and part of our network for years and years. So great to walk through those doors.
There
it was
you go.
really cool.
Yeah, we'll take you on a tour and show you where the ghosts are and everything downstairs a little bit later on. All right.
Yeah, sure.
But it's JT joke, but it's not a joke. You're coming here. You're a Buffalo Bills fan. So I'm like, hey, you want to meet Thurman Thomas? He's going to be here. I know that's going to be a thrill, but then you're doing a high school basketball game tonight.
Yeah, going down a little bit further south.
Okay.
Big rivalry game. Can I say it?
Sure.
Yeah. Dover, New Philly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is.
Big rivalry game. So I'll be heading from.
Yeah, that's our high school game of the week on WHBC, and I'm going over to Jackson. They're playing Youngstown East. Kyle Young's getting his jersey retired tonight, so a lot going on.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
But it's your day off, and you're doing a game.
And I'm doing another one next week for another one of our Audioverse partners. Listen, I spent so many years in a high school gym, and well, you can't see my arms. I'm getting goosebumps right now. Walking into a gym, the smell of that popcorn, the pep band. You know, if the freshman or JV game's still going on, you hear the squeaking of the shoes, and you're like, "This is so cool, man!" I'm fired up. I'm really excited to do it. I love doing high school sports.
You did a high school football game last year, and McKinley was playing somewhere. I want to say Mentor. I'm not sure, but I was texting you for the updates. And it's amazing because I don't know if you have called any McKinley basketball games, but they hit a milestone this past week, winning their 2,000th game.
How about that? Team in Ohio history to win 2,000 boys basketball games.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's that school has an amazing tradition. I want to say I did a McKinley Admiral King game back when Admiral King was still around, the legendary Mitch Gillum at Admiral King, and they met in the regionals a few times. And I did a McKinley Admiral King game over at Memorial Civic Center.
Sure. Okay. All right.
So that would have been late 80s, early 90s. Admiral King beat him, and Admiral King went to the Final Four.
Right.
So that was a regional final game.
Nice.
Harold Walton was on it. See, now all the memories are coming back. Harold Walton was on that team. Jamie Gladden, who went down to Xavier University, and Harold played at Kent for Admiral King. But, the incredible tradition of Kent and McKinley. I mean, Phil Hubbard, Gary Grant. I mean, just an incredible tradition.
Right. No doubt. And you know what? The tradition is great there. Jackson is starting to create one. They've won 2 state titles since 2010. Mike Fuline, who's at Mount Union now. Tim DeBevick, who's there now. And tonight they're retiring Kyle Young's number 35. How about this for that team, though? On that team in 2017, Kyle Young goes on to play at Ohio State. 4 years there, right? You also had Dylan Dingler on that team, who is the starting catcher for the Detroit Tigers.
Yes.
In Major League Baseball. Kyle Nicholas was the starting point guard. He's a reliever for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Okay. You also had Logan Hill, who went to Toledo and then finished at Mount Union, played there. And Jared Pallotta was a quarterback at UMass. 5 Division I athletes, because Dingler was at OSU and Ball State for Kyle Nicholas. 5 Division I athletes on that team that beat Cincinnati Moeller in 2017.
Wow. Yeah. That's extraordinary.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
And then that's the type of thing. I don't want to just barge in on your show here. I don't know what you were talking about before I walked in.
We're talking about you. That's all.
But no, and that's the type of thing where success fuels success and feeds it. And now you never just rebuild, you reload.
That's it.
Because kids want to be a part of the program. I love that.
I love high school hoops. From playing it to covering it, there, like you said, there's something special about it.
Yeah, there is.
You like last year we walked into the field house, the Canton field house, and it was a playoff game for Perry and for Louisville, so 2 local teams. Filled to the rafters.
Right.
The media courtside all the way around. Yep. It's just there's that adrenaline you get, I know, as a player, but as a broadcaster too.
100.
If you're covering that, don't you?
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
I did a lot of games at the Canton Fieldhouse because that's where Lorain County would come for the regionals. As Joe would say, that's an old barn, and it is. And it's just
beautiful now.
Feel the tradition in that place.
It's unfortunate they don't
Fieldhouse.
use the Civic Center any longer. They're talking about possibly getting it back into play because they had been using it as the home of the Canton Charge, which is now in Cleveland. And ever since they're doing other things and going in different directions. And if you schedule high school baskets that far out, they can't schedule other things, concerts and whatever else they want to have. and they're trying to do everything and, juggle it all together. And it would be beautiful to have games back at the Civic Center. That was awesome.
Oh, it was. It was a great venue. I loved it.
All right. So you're a Bills fan. Share with our listeners. We always joke with you about the Bills. I brought you the Bills wizard at one of the Cavs games. We bust your chops when they lose and have fun when they win. How did Tim Alcorn become a Bills fan?
So I was born in Western New York.
Okay.
A small little town called Newfane is actually where I was born, but lived in a small town just off Lake Ontario. So as a little guy, I grew up a Buffalo Bills fan. And my family moved away from the Western New York area when I was about 8 or 9 years old, but I just never stopped being a Bills fan. And so now I'm a lot older than 8 or 9, but I've been through all the eras, the OJ era and Joe Ferguson and Joe Cribbs and Jim Kelly and Thurman Thomas, Andre Reed, and now Josh Allen. And I'm a blue-blooded Bills Mafia guy. I mean, I just never stopped.
Ever jump through a table?
I have not.
Okay.
I've witnessed it several times.
Can we do it in the lobby here today? If Thurman Thomas asks you to jump through a table, would you do it?
Probably, yes.
Yeah, right. See?
If Thurman Thomas asked me to do something, yes.
Yeah.
Because I was at what was that, Rich Stadium and Ralph Wilson Stadium, and I watched Thurman and Jim Kelly and Andre Reed, and I could rattle off that whole roster, all the Hall of Famers right up the road that I watched play as a fan.
Ralph Wilson, instrumental here in these parts because he has got his name on part of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. One of the years where they made an extension, it's the Ralph Wilson wing of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Just as the stadium, the football stadium, is named after Tom Benson. He was the owner of the New Orleans Saints. It's amazing how this all comes together, and these guys come to town, and it's not unlike what we do here in Northeast Ohio, rooting for the Browns. I'm not just going to say lovable losers, but the iconic players that have played, have worn the red, white, and blue of the Buffalo Bills, orange and brown of the Cleveland Browns. It's kind of the same because we're all those hardworking towns. It's kind of like resembles what the Cavaliers do in basketball. We're one of those, what do they say? Hardworking team, hardworking town.
Hardworking town, hardworking
Rust
team.
Belt.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, and to me, it's special when small market teams do well because their fan bases are so passionate.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's easy to live in LA or New York, and I'm a Dodger fan, I'm a Yankee fan, Met fan. But when you're from Buffalo, when you're from Cleveland, when you're from Green Bay, I mean, those are small markets where the fans just embrace the teams. And so often the athletes feed off that and they embrace the community. Look at all the former Browns that weren't from Cleveland that have now made Cleveland their home. Same with Buffalo. I mean, nothing against Buffalo. Who wants to live in Buffalo?
Well, Jim Kelly didn't.
Right.
He didn't want to go there.
Right.
Yeah. And
now they all live up in Buffalo. They're
Thurman too. And Thurman's got a business up there. We'll talk to him about.
Those teams, I just come to think of it, they're they have a lot in common. The teams of the Buffalo Bills now versus the 90s, when you consider Josh Allen and Jim Kelly, kind of similar.
Very similar. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very similar quarterbacks. Just, guys that had a lot of bravado to them and, just had that stature, that gunslinger mentality.
And how lucky were they that because he had knee surgery, Thurman Thomas fell to the second round that year in the draft, should have been a first-round pick. He falls to number 40. Bills don't have a first-round pick, so their first pick in that draft is Thurman Thomas. And as they say, the rest is history, and it ended in Canton.
Absolutely.
Right?
And, of course, shared a backfield with Barry Sanders
in college
at Oklahoma State. Think about that backfield.
The only guy that could bench Barry Sanders was Thurman Thomas. Seriously, because he was ahead of him, and the way he performed, Barry had to wait till Thurman left.
Right. It's just amazing. So extraordinary stories. And again, for you guys, by the way, I follow you on Facebook and social media and everything else. I think it is so cool that you have these Hall of Famers come in and have these conversations with them. I'm excited today because it's Thurman Thomas, but man, the guys that have worn the gold jacket and wear the gold jacket that you have in here on a consistent basis, hats off to you. That's phenomenal.
We're definitely spoiled.
Yes.
And, it's one of those things where I grew up in Canton, Ohio. So, a lot of times we have a tendency to maybe take it for granted that you've got maybe the best sports museum. I think it is the number one sports museum in the country, but it's in our backyard. And then a lot of times you don't pay any attention to it until Pro Football Hall of Fame week when they do the induction, play the Hall of Fame. We used to have a rib burn off. We have a big parade, but now we get the opportunity to rub elbows with these guys on a regular basis. A lot of times my friends and a lot of these volunteers, I had my picture taken with Lynn Swan. Well, guess what? I met Lynn Swan and he's in my phone now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's different because we really get the opportunity to put a face to the person, get to know them a little bit better. And it's not like any of these other interviews because we look at them and we watch them and we see their YouTube pages as well. What do they ask them about? Not how many yards you had in the Super Bowl. How come you didn't score on 3rd down, John Riggins, instead of on 4th down? He wanted to smack me. But I mean, this is what we get at. It's kind of like when we talk to you because it's more than just give us the statistics on the Cavaliers. We want to know what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah. Right. Now, we haven't asked a Hall of Famer how many pairs of underwear they took on a road trip.
Will.
But, so you're in a class by yourself on that. But
I want to meet that texter, by the way.
But, yeah, we are. So, and thank you, Jim Porter. Thank you, Rich DeRozier over at the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Jeff Shreve, Jeff, and all the people that have put this Hall of Fame residency program together and incorporated us as part of it by bringing these guys over on it. We're closing in on 60 Hall of Famers that we've interviewed now.
That's extraordinary.
And there's 387, I think, now with this class that will be going in this year. So, you do them 1/6, or pretty close to it of all the Hall of Famers. We've had them in studio or on site somewhere.
Absolutely incredible. Yeah. And by the way, circling back to your point, JT, and I'm not a Hall of Fame, spokesman here, but I will say in the last year and a half, I've been to the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Was incredibly honored to be there for Tom Hamilton's induction. I went to the Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield.
Really?
And about a year and a half ago, I was here in Canton at the Football Hall of Fame. And you are 100% correct. The Football Hall of Fame has a special feel. Yeah. Cooperstown is close. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But the Football Hall of Fame with all the exhibits and the history and just everything that goes with it, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Yeah. Of the three, I've never been to the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Okay.
But of the three, and it's been recent for me on all three,
okay.
I would put Canton number one.
You know what it is for me? When I think of baseball, I think of the ghosts of the past. And those guys are all like larger than life. When I think of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, I think of those guys still playing. You know what I mean? I can look at the records and I can see that Joe Namath played in the 60s, but to me, he's Broadway Joe.
Right. Yeah. Well, we grew up watching a lot of those guys. That's why.
Even the guys that are in the Hall of Fame now that are baseball players, to me, it's such a game of the past for some reason. I love the game of baseball. Don't get me wrong. There's no place I'd rather be, Marv Levy, than right here, right now, but at a baseball game in the summertime. I love sitting outside at the stadium.
Yeah, I've never been to Cooperstown. I've got to get there. Okay, that's
special.
Maybe I'm waiting. I don't know who. If Manny Ramirez were to get in, I would go. He's my favorite Indian Guardian player of all time. Francisco Lindor, close second. Okay. With Sandy Alomar would be third. Those are my top three. Right. And Manny, unfortunately, I don't think is going to get in because of the steroid era, which don't get me started on that. Baseball loved it when they were hitting all those home runs, and it saved baseball from what happened in '94, but they won't put him in the Hall of Fame. But thank you for making us all that money over the years. So that's where I stand on that. They should all be in. Anyways, so I've got to get there and check it out. But yeah, the fact that we, get to do our show over there, we've done it twice recently, once for Earl Campbell. We did the interview over there with Earl, and then
Tyler Rose.
There you go.
That's
and Stark County Proud now is the current exhibit where they're featuring 5 Hall of Famers that played high school football in Stark County.
Wow.
And 97 players that have played in the NFL from Stark County are featured in that exhibit as well. So that's why you need to get over there now to see some of these local, players from the NFL and in the Hall of Fame from Stark County.
97
cool. From Stark County, yes.
Played at least one down of football in the NFL.
No, hey, you reach that level?
Yeah.
It's the old Moonlight Graham. You get one at bat, who cares?
Absolutely.
You made it.
Yeah, Tim Alcorn in studio with us, radio voice of the Cavaliers and diehard Buffalo Bills fan. Are you over what happened to the Bills this year?
No.
Yeah, I know. I feel your pain.
When Thurman gets here, I'm sure. Listen, they never just lose. I'd rather get beat 30-14. Now we got the catch to go along with wide right, 13 seconds, home run miracle, or whatever they called it down in Tennessee. Yeah. They're just excruciating,
Music City Miracle.
Rip your heart out. Music City Miracle, that's what it is. Whatever the hell they called it. It just breaks your heart. Like, just get beat.
Yeah.
Like they did in the following 3 Super Bowls after wide right. It's just always a little slogan. You go, wide right. No. Yeah. It's 13 seconds. Yeah. Damn.
What makes it worse?
Miracle, Tennessee. It's like it breaks your heart. And that was a catch. I'm telling you, it was a catch.
Amen. I agree with you on that.
You know what could possibly make it worse this year?
Oh, go ahead. Tell me, JT.
The fact that the New England Patriots, I think you would have outplayed them. A lot of times when the Browns didn't make it to the Super Bowl and it was Denver, we thought that maybe the Browns would have beat the Washington, at that time, Redskins.
Right.
I have a feeling that the Buffalo Bills would have put up a lot better numbers against the Seattle Seahawks than the New England Patriots did. That's got to sting.
Yeah.
They all sting, JT.
Yeah,
they all sting.
Yeah.
Been there.
I know. I'm with you, man. If I get my ass whooped, I know I had no chance of winning. It's when I should have won the game or I had the chance to win it and I come up short or something happens like you said, that's when it hurts more. Without question.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just go ahead and put me out of my misery in the first quarter.
Poor guy.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
Nice week off, huh?
I'll eat my nachos and have my Super Bowl.
Let's bring up the time your cat died. I mean, what else can we bring up that he doesn't like to talk about?
But are you excited or not about the new stadium in Buffalo?
I am excited. I mean,
will you be able to afford a ticket to go to a game at the new stadium?
I hope to talk to Thurman about that. No, I mean, but you know what? Again, small market, the passion.
Yeah.
They sold out those PSLs.
How about that?
In a market like Buffalo.
Wow.
I mean, and it's funny, I was up there for the Sunday night game this year against the Patriots.
Okay.
And they're right across the street from one another. And New Era Field, is that what it's called now? I mean, it holds 75,000. It's a big stadium, and it looks like a freshman or JV field compared to what they're building across the street. Right. I mean, it's palatial what they're putting up there in Orchard Park.
Outdoor stadium, too, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of a hangover or something like that.
Yeah, they've got it. They've got an architectural design so that the winds won't be a factor.
Okay.
So you'll have an outdoor experience, but the way they've constructed the roof and the opening, like once you get inside the playing surface, it's not going to have that major of an impact.
All right. So real quick, since you're here, you were on with us yesterday, but how much fun has it been playing Cavs games after the 2 trades, especially with James Harden now and everybody can't wait? It's like, crap, the All-Star break is here. We want to keep playing now,
Right. Yeah, I mean, you have all this momentum going into the break, the 5-game winning streak, 10 out of 11. But it has been fun, Kenny, to answer your question. I mean, just seeing the basketball IQ of James Harden and how he just knows the game, right? I mean, he's doing everything right now off field. I mean, without practices, without shoot-arounds, couple of film sessions. But, hey, I know Donovan would be here. I know Sam Merrill is going to be here, whatever the case may be. So I think this final third of the season is going to be a lot of fun, especially when they get Mobley back. And I think
holy Mobley!
I think they're
you woke me up right there.
I think they're primed for a deep run in the Eastern Conference. I really do.
Yeah. You know what else we don't talk about enough? I mean, I understand the trades and everything else. The Naquan Tomlin getting his extension or whatever you would call it with the contract, it's now no longer a 2-way deal. Now he's a member of the Cavs, right?
Yes, they extended. Well, not really extended, but moved him to the standard NBA contract. He's an amazing story. We don't get to talk about it enough on the air. That's never played high school basketball.
Amazing.
Yeah, and just has this raw ability. I mean,
how about the windmill dunk in the game the other night?
The stuff is highlight reel material, what he does. I mean, it's almost Dominique Wilkins-like. I mean, just highlight stuff as far as the dunks are concerned.
Yeah, great call. All right, we're going to get a break in right now because our other special guest has arrived. Pro Football Hall of Famer Thurman Thomas in town for the Pro Football Hall of Fame program. He's going to join us in studio coming up here. You'll be able to watch it if you want to on our Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel. Go check it out at WHBC at both of those places, or you can just listen to it right here on News Talk 1480 WHBC. Tim Alcorn, thanks for checking in with us and enjoying the rest of your stay here today at WHBC. All right, bud?
Will do. Thanks, guys.
It's Kenny and JT on